Shalom Yisrael, when the staff soars by giving all praise to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, double honors to Apostle GMS, and honors to you brothers that are doing the work in truth while sincerity. I'd just like to do a quick review of that Marvel Netflix show, Iron Fist. Basically, what I got from it, the main thing I got from it is, you're supposed to be a judge. You got to keep focused. You got to stay focused, man. You ain't supposed to be getting entangled with the affairs of this world, as the scriptures say. You ain't supposed to be, getting all, one thing you can know about that character is he's just bare emotional, and he's basically looking to the wrong people. I mean, if you watch it, you see what I mean, getting advice from the wrong people. He'll be wanting to do something, exact judgment, and he's got this, feminine voice in the background saying, no, you shouldn't do that, this, that, and the other. Well, there's a couple of scriptures that I put together, just basically mainly on staying focused. Because, when you apply that to us, we ain't supposed to be getting all, bugged out and fucked up and going into all of these other, other things in the world out there that are really willing to take us out of this thing. So this is James 1 and 8. It says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, right? Because when you watch the program, the guy, he's got his mind all over the place. And one man, is to complete, the mission that he was set out to do. On the other hand, it's to find out what happened to his father. On the other hand, is to basically deal with some chick. His mind weren't like on the right path. His mind weren't single. Let just to clarify, there ain't nothing wrong with having a chick and dealing with a chick, as long as you always remember that you have one path and she will come and she may go. You always have to remember that there is one, you have to be of one mind in this thing. This is the number one thing that should be your main priority. Everything else is a side piece that, that helps build the world around you. This is the focus of, it should be a focus. Right, it says Matthew 7:13 says, enter in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. For many there be which go in thereat. Right, basically straight. When we look up this word, let's look it up. What narrow from old school standing close about, narrow straight. Basically it's a narrow gate, right? We basically have one path, and it's a narrow path, and there's several things, there's several ways that you could go off. You start dabbling into other things that you think are part of your calling, because that's one thing that you hear from this character. He had one job. His job was to protect some place. He didn't protect that place, right? That was his whole job, right? But in his mind, he was thinking, maybe my calling is to do this, that, and the other, right? That ain't the case. We've got one calling, and that's to be prophets. If the Lord has chosen you. Right, and obviously you've got different parts of the body, but my point is that it's to basically push this truth in whatever office we've been given. Right, this is 2 Timothy 3:14 says, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. Right, once again, this is what I was talking about just staying focused, doing that job that we've been given. Don't be going into different paths. Don't be thinking maybe, your calling is in GMS. Maybe your calling is to, go into schools and teach children, and basically supplant the truth to them. Maybe, don't be thinking all that shit, man. The scriptures plain and simple as to what we are to do. Us to go on the highways and the byways, and to profess, that Yahushua is Lord in the name, of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, to teach salvation, and to condemn. Right, it says 1 Peter 5:8 says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking who may devour. Right, and that will come in many ways, whether it's, like I said, and it goes back to Matthew 7:13 about all of the different things that are around you, basically all the different paths that you can take that will lead to your destruction. Right, and each, there's the devil will basically use any way which is possible, which is why you got to be grounded in the faith and grounded in this thing, and know what the calling is, know what it is that you've got to do. First John 2:15 says, "Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him." Right? When you watch this guy, man, he's, like I said once again, he don't know where his mind is at, man. He don't know where his mind is at. He wasn't taking the job that he had to do seriously. And in the midst of that, he's all getting entangled into things that weren't part of the job, that were part of the world. He was letting his letting his emotions get on the better of him. He was, would you call it? There's another scripture at the end I want to bring up, but obviously I just want to do these in order a bit. It's Colossians 3:2 says, "Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth." Right. Once again, these things about, just staying focused, carrying on the right path, carrying on the things that we must do. Right. Proverbs 4:25 says, "Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee." Stay focused. Right, just maintain, go forward, keep doing what you were doing. Colossians 2:6 it says, "As ye have therefore received Yahweh Shai Mashiach, the Lord, so walk ye in him." Basically, that's where you should be walking from. That's what your mind should be meditating on. Right, when you make decisions, you're supposed to be filtering them through the scriptures. And once again, this character, he was filtering them through emotions, filtering them through his girlfriend and his girlfriend's best friend, some other chick. Right, it says rooted and built up in him, right? Built up in this thing, in this truth, in Yahweh Shai Mashiach, not built up in the things that are of the world. Right, and it takes a while for to really get that worldly man off you. I ain't gonna say, I've still got the worldly man in me. But every day you just chip away at it, whilst on the other side building yourself up in Yahweh Shai Mashiach. And the next point, established in the faith. Right, and as you have been taught, so basically going by the things that you have been taught, not making up your new doctrine like this guy was doing. Like I said, he was saying, "Oh, maybe my calling is this, that, and the other." Right? It says, "Beware," verse 8, "Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Mashiach." Right? Once again, talking about how, this guy had a calling, and all he had to do was basically just, it really and truly could have been done at the end of the 4th episode or something like that. All he had to do was to just kill the one character, but then the rudiments of the world got to him. "Oh, I gotta save the girl. I gotta save the girl." And then two twos, you get to the end of the thing, man. The place he was protected had been destroyed because he got caught up in all of the other shit. Right, "Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit," basically through imagination. Once again, I was saying, you had the woman in there she was speaking all this good shit in his ear. He basically was drinking it, and then all hell broke out. And this is going back to that scene. There's a scene like the one I just mentioned, where all he had to do was kill the guy, and it would have been game over. Basically, the antagonist was basically like, "Well, if you kill him, I'm gonna kill this next random girl." But killing him would have killed and basically helped fulfill his purpose. His purpose was to destroy this organization called the Hand. But instead, he basically gave up and said, "No, I won't kill you. I'll save the girl instead." And you don't even see the girl for the rest of the thing, right? This is Sirach 12:1 says, "When thou wilt do good, know to whom thou doest it, so shalt thou be thanked for thy benefits." Right. I'm basically saying that when you're doing good, let me just check something. Yeah, when you're doing good, man, you need to know who you're doing good to. Like in that scenario, that wasn't his calling. He wasn't doing any good. He was doing more harm than good. Right? That person wasn't. What do you call that person? Wasn't. The words escape me. Words escape me. But basically, the scripture say, "When you're doing good, know to whom thou doest it to." Right? And also goes on to say in verse 2 says, "Do good to the goodly man." and thou shalt find a recompense, and if not from him, yet from the Most High. Because certain times you may get entangled, you might see something going down, and you want to get involved, but you just remember, man, that ain't my calling, man. My calling is to do this. My calling is to finish this job, push this truth, man. Hope, and endure unto the end. So with that, Lord's will, you've been edified, and I'll say Shalom.